everybody, it's Dusty Martin with Corcoran Platinum Living, dropping in with your monthly market update for the city of Phoenix for June 2021. Let's get right into it. All right, our active listings are down 54.6% over this time last year, and our sold listings are up 31.8% over this time last year. And our median price per square foot is up 28.8% over this time last year. That is crazy high considering the fact that average appreciation in a normal market would be about 2 to 4%. So keep that in mind. We are 10 times higher than the norm, which if you own a home is great. Now, our months of supply is down 65.5% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 0.50, meaning exactly 2 weeks of supply in the city of Phoenix, which is a white hot, lightning fast seller's market. And then we get down to our median days on market, and it is down 50% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 16 days from listed to sold. And that tells me that there is a ton of cash and a ton of loans closing early in this market. A cash sale in Arizona can be closed in 2 days if there's no inspection. Average cash sale is 10 to 15 days. So when you look at a median days on market of only about 16 days for an entire city, that tells me that one, there's a lot of cash, and two, there's a lot of loans that are closing early if they can. So keep that in mind. So now that we've looked at the big picture, let's jump over to the months of supply by price point. All right, so our $0 to $100,000 price range is finally back. It exists again. We're at 1.64 months of supply. And our $100,000 to $200,000 price range is at 0.66 months of supply, which is great considering a lot of areas around the valley have been at a true zero for the last couple months, meaning literally no inventory. All right, so let's drop down to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. We are at 0.34 months of supply, so just under 2 weeks, meaning maybe a week and a half or so. And then we're looking at the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, not much different, 0.37 months of supply, so just under 2 weeks. And then we're looking at the $500,000 to $700,000, and we finally break the 0.5, meaning over 2 weeks of supply, we're at 0.53, and then we get down to the $700,000 to $1 million price point, and we're at 0.88, just under 4 weeks of supply, but smidge over 3. So let's call it 3.5 weeks of supply in the $700,000 to $1 million price range, which is crazy. That is crazy white lightning hot for that price range. Then we get to the $1 to $3 million price range, and we're at 1.22. So not even 5 weeks worth of supply for that price range. That is amazing. That is unheard of. To put it into perspective, anything under 4 months of supply is considered a seller's market. So when you're talking in terms of days or weeks of supply, that just tells you like how crazy things are. We thought things were crazy this time last year. They got double crazy, if that makes sense. And then when we get to the $3 million and over price range, anything over $3 million, doesn't matter if it's $3 million or $33 million. When we look at that price range, we're at 4.17 months of supply. Technically, that is just leaning a hair outside the seller's market. It doesn't mean it's a buyer's market. It doesn't even mean it's really even a balanced or stable market based on that price point. It means it's just kind of standing right outside the line and trying to lean in towards that seller's market. Anything 4 months or less, like I said, 4 to 7 months, you're looking at an even stable market. However, when you're considering these are homes over $3 million, and this time last year, the city of Phoenix had a 14-month supply in this price range, which is over a year. When you talk about going from over a year's worth of supply and then cutting it by more than double, in a year and going to 4 months of supply or just over, you're talking about a massive swing in where our market went from. We went from an ultra buyer's market this time last year for the super high-end homes. Part of that had to do with the very quick banking crisis, if we want to call it that, last year. Basically, banks ran out of money. And so when you're talking about that swing, that is a crazy great place to be if you're thinking of selling a home in that price range. If you have any questions or if you're wondering what your home might sell for in today's market, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustymartinrealtor.com.